NSFW, what extremely specific thing did you, or someone you slept with, require to get off? I dated a girl who needed a constant stream of really imaginative dirty talk. You couldn't repeat yourself. You couldn't say variations on, "Yay, you like it whore." You had to invent a really imaginative scenario of lust and degradation, and you had to narrate it during the act. Now, I don't know if you've tried making up a story on the fly while you're ducking someone, but it's actually a bit tricky, and, among other things, it's a great way to get your mind off the act and last longer. Which means you have to make up more story, which means you last longer. Vicious cycle. My ex wanted me to roleplay as if people were watching us. Basically narrate the entire experience while having sex. No way. There's only enough blood to run one head at a time. Sex. Narrated by Morgan Freeman. Or that Mexican guy in Ant-Man. I had a freaky guy when I was 20 who was 35, and we were in bed going at it. I was on top and he reached over and grabbed something off the nightstand. It was dark in there, so I didn't see what he grabbed and just assumed he was getting a drink. Since we had been going for a while, I felt crawly sensations all over me shortly and at first ignored it, then it became definite. There were definitely crawly things all over me. I started to get a bit vocal about the crawlers and he climaxed. When the lights came on, there were hundreds of ants all over both of us in the bed. He had dumped the ants out onto him because it was a turn on to have the crawling sensations on his body and he needed that to get off. I was picking ants about my hair for an hour. I found ants in my car a week later, so I must have missed some. He ended up marrying someone else. I have to wonder what his wife thinks of his ant thing. Lol. Nope. My ex wanted me to act as a foreign student who couldn't speak English and her the seductive and hot teacher. Enjoyed it. But it was weird the first time. I wonder who she was pretending you were. Nico Bellic. Pulling down on her earlobes. Not the upper part. Not backwards. Specifically the earlobe band down. Do her ears hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? My ex could only get off during 69. No other way. Best part was that the pregnancy scare was always minimal due to this. Doesn't sound horrible. I just hope you two were the same size. It was not horrible, but not very convenient always either. My ex wanted me to play with his belly button when I was giving him head. Like stick my finger in there and I'd play with it. It was weird, but I wasn't going to say no. Hell, he would suck my toes, no questions asked. True love? Apparently not, based on the ex part. When I was single, almost all women I slept with were required to have a pulse. But now you're married, you've thrown that out the window, right? That and movement are not really high on the list either. She had to bite on her hair for some reason. Never got that. Large schlong, I see. I met a guy once who refused to wear condoms. Once that was established, the night was over. I was like, no. He also liked puss play and smelled like urine, which some people like, but I don't. Those two are not a great combo. You're telling me I got weird vibes off that guy? Just really specific hand movements. Like baseball hand signs. Waves off first two signs. Time for meeting on the mound. To duck outside. Sounds wild. With the potential to become a thorny situation. He needed me to tell him that I loved him. It was a one night stand. I don't know who I should feel more sorry for. Used to have a tongue ring. My ex would yell out very specific motions she wanted. Circles. The T. Catch the hood. There's a comedian that had a joke about being an air traffic controller, and that's exactly what it was like. Sleeping with other guys. It emotionally and mentally drained me. Had his baby, and he still needs that to get off. Sounds like he might not be that into girls. She had to have 3-second stroking. Bottom out and push hard for 3 seconds. Stoke out for 3 seconds. Pause. Guess how long? Right. 3 seconds and repeat. I actually lasted one full hour doing this and it sucked. Sounds like starting a two-stroke. I need my girlfriend to throat duck me with a strap-on, or it ain't happening. Throat duck yourself, coward. 12 years of yoga, and I can hardly touch my toes. I don't get it. I need my husband to tell me to come and I will. Otherwise I just keep pumping away until I get frustrated. My ex from teenage years liked blood. Not copious amounts, but a hint of that iron taste. So before sex, she would take a tiny razor blade and cut the side of my mouth. Sex was great, but after 3 more rounds of this, I couldn't keep up, and we broke up a month later. Wanna know how I got these scars? You won't believe me when I tell you. BuzzFeed. Is that you? I once slept with a girl who wanted me to constantly choke her while having sex. And him not talking erotic like choking. Him talking almost getting choked out L. Then taking a couple of breaths and then continue. He needed to cause pain, legitimate your tears, and cowering turn me on, and make me rock hard pain. CR/Cospinus for examples, NSFW. Beautiful. I need him to lick and suck on my clit before we duck. If this doesn't happen, and I don't get off before we have piv sex, it's just disappointing for both of us. Thankfully my partner is really cool and wants both of us to get off. He can't come either if I don't get off at all. I think most women are like this, actually. I have to have a very strong emotional connection with someone to even want to get sexual with them, and it takes mental stimulation to get me off before actual sex. Petting and cuddling and stuff like that will have me dripping in minutes, but I have unfortunately only been with selfish men who wanted their jollies and didn't care about if I finished or not. My ex-fiancé had death grip syndrome, and it was absolutely soul crushing that he wouldn't want to have piv sex for long before demanding that I finish him off with a handy that basically felt like I was going to rip his dick off. I have to have a very strong emotional connection with someone to even want to get sexual with them, in case you weren't aware. That's called being demisexual, and there's a lot of people like you out there. Thanks. I was aware of it. I actually edited that out of my comments initially. Guess I should have left it in there, lol. Mutual love. It's so specific that I haven't found a single partner that agrees to it. I once being with a girl that only came if she masturbated right after sex. It was nice to look though. Masturbation. Like we would have sex. He'd pull out and have to masturbate to finish. Every time. He also had a porn addiction, so that cold bean it another guy. Pain. High heel on scrotum kinda pain. Nothing else got him off. Nothing. So UMN. Did we date the same guy? Porn addict / I couldn't make him finish. Awful feeling. Duck me, I hope I'm not that ex in this thread. Do share. I did include a did you clause. I gotta get some moral before anything can happen. Like, I'm so down with this situation, but my cock just has to go into your mouth first. Not even for long. I hasten to add, but it has to be in there before I can get hard. As you can imagine, my dating life was hard. I didn't ask to be this way. He needed his nipples licked in order to come. I can only come when I keep my socks on. That must sock. What a stokingly bad pun. She choked me from bottom and gave very specific orders on how to use my dick. Blindsided by her confidence, it was amazing. I have an ex who couldn't come unless I sucked his nipples. It was weird, but I got such good verbal feedback that I didn't mind. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.